Welcome back into Rounding Third Baseball, episode 279, a walkthrough early baseball history featuring Michael Simpson. He'll join us in a little bit. I'm Nick, and we have Harrison tonight. How are we doing, Harrison?
Fantastic, Nick. I'm back from the post-Thanksgiving coma and ready to get back after it. So how about you?
Yeah, same. It was just me and my wife. It was a nice, quiet one, relaxing, and now we're decking out the whole yard and Christmas stuff. So, yeah, there's that. So,
Yeah, we did the Christmas decorating part today. I'm with you because we got maybe a foot of snow coming on Tuesday. So welcome to the Northeast.
yeah, everyone down here is panicking because we might get a dusting. So,
Yeah,
there's that.
I'd happily take the dusting over getting 8 to 12 inches of snow on Tuesday. But
I got
December's
you.
here.
Yep. All right, we will get into it. But first, to make sure you follow and like us on Facebook, you can subscribe on YouTube. You can also follow on Instagram, Rumble, and TikTok. You can also listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. We also have our affiliate sponsors, Logitech, MLB Shop, and Lids. You can find these links on the tops of all of our socials. So if you do any shopping for these companies, please do it through our links as we get a nice little kickback with no additional cost to you. Just a great way to support the show. We also have Rounding Third merch. So if you search Rounding Third Baseball on Etsy, we have sweatshirts, t-shirts, tumblers, a whole bunch of stuff on there. We are looking to add more merch. So give us a look there. Just another great way to support the show and look good in some of our stuff.
Yeah, keep your eyes open for some new T-shirt designs we're going to be dropping here. We're working on some good stuff.
Yeah. And you can follow us on Patreon, where we are going to hopefully drop some exclusive content, Family Feud, Jeopardy. All of that is going to be over there eventually as soon as we get it out. So we have a small community that where we just talk baseball. We post just different videos, talk about different topics. So check us out over there on Patreon. It's incredible the conversations we have over there. So check us out there. All right, let's get into the news before we have Michael come on here. Ryan Housley signs a 2-year deal with the Orioles. Is this a sign that the Orioles are in this more than we initially thought?
I think it is. We know that that pitching seriously a need for them. Starting bullpen. I mean, they had a tough time getting anybody out last year. Um, I think the Helsley move's a good one for them. 2 years, 28. That's not a kind of absurd amount for a guy that's got Helsley's track record. Yes, I know Helsley was terrible last year in New York. I think that was more of a fluke than anything. His stuff is still too good to pitch that poorly for much longer. But I do think this is a sign that the Orioles have money, which we've been hearing. Like they've been saying that they do have money to spend. And B, that they are serious. Like they realize that this window with all these young players is closing. They need to put a better supporting cast around them and capture that as much as they can.
Yeah, I just don't know any other free agent pitchers that are gonna want to go there. Like I don't think Helsley's a big enough draw for other pitchers to be like, let's go here and figure it out. Because to me, this year showed me that the Orioles are kind of lost. Like, yes, they have all this young talent, but I don't think they were expecting this regression this fast from this group. I mean, nowhere to be found at all this season. And I get it was a product of the pitching, but do free agent pitchers look at Baltimore as wanting to go there? I don't know if they do.
I mean, I think the track record the last couple of years, prior to last year, you look back at the 100-win season and the playoff appearances, and they had a really good thing going. They brought in Corbin Burns. Like they had a lot of good momentum. Last year, they lost Corbin Burns. They had no plan B. They had a ton of injuries in the pitching staff. You lost Bradish for most of the year. All of the players you were counting on in terms of pitching staff. Rodriguez, you lost all year. Bradish missed most of the year. Batista was out. I mean, you lost everybody.
Mm-hmm.
you weren't prepared for that. You didn't have the depth to absorb that. You didn't have a plan B for Burns. You kind of got caught flat-footed and had a terrible season because of it. And oh, by the way, the offense took a huge step back.
Yeah.
I don't think that offense continues to perform the way they did in 26, like they did in 25. That's still a good young team. There's a lot of talent there. They just need a few arms to
Yeah.
really roll that thing up, and then I think that team is dangerous again.
Yeah. John, this is fair point. They're doing more than most teams right now. We'll see what happens. Possibly trade bait at the deadline if the O's are out of it. And Dakota says, as an Oriole fan, they clearly want to
Yeah.
butt a solid lineup and trade for a pitcher mid-season if they're making a run. And I think maybe that's what they're gearing up for. And to your point, I don't think their offense will repeat 2025. Gunnar is a 35 and 100 guy. These other kids that can mash. Does Adley bounce back if he's still an Oriole?
Right.
I think they can.
Yeah,
But it is hard. It's a lot of pressure for the offense when you're already down 4 runs in the second inning every single game.
yeah, it's not. It's hard to constantly be playing from behind. And we've seen that. We saw it with the Red Sox for years. As good as that offense was, and the Red Sox offense was as good, if not better, than the Orioles, and they couldn't play from behind every night. It is a challenge. And an interesting kind of side note to what Dakota is saying, and I think you read between the lines of his comment. Build a solid lineup, make a trade at midseason if they're in it. This also maybe the Orioles. The Orioles may be making kind of a conservative play here to make a couple of moves, make the team better, and kind of let April, May, June play out and see if this team is actually rebounding. If they don't rebound, don't spend any more money and look to make moves. If they are rebounding, then maybe you look to be more aggressive at the trade deadline to try to build for a second half. It's almost a way to kind of get it both ways, keep the costs down, but also keep your options open.
Yeah.
But I do think, the Red Sox are expected to reload. The Yankees are expected to reload. The Blue Jays are already starting to reload. The Orioles might be the 4th best team in that division right now. They might even be 5th, depending on where you place the Rays and what they do. They got a ways to go. They need to do some things because they took advantage of a pretty weak AL East for those couple of years that they made the playoffs. And the AL East is not the same. And it's becoming a difficult division again.
Yeah, and to Aaron's point here, Orioles in the AL East are like my San Francisco Giants in the NL West, behind a couple of solid teams. And yeah, I think you nailed it. I mean, the Giants are behind the Dodgers. You could say they're no longer behind the Diamondbacks right now, but I mean, maybe they're behind the Padres still. I don't know. The Padres are a mess. I think the Giants could be in a good spot to move up, but the comparisons are. You crushed the comparison because the Orioles are behind the Blue Jays. They're behind the Yankees. They're behind the Red Sox. That's just 3 in your division.
Right.
Let alone the other
division.
teams. Yeah, let alone the other teams you have to leapfrog to get back into the playoffs. So, yeah, it's going to be an uphill battle for the Orioles, but I will be interested to see if they sign a Zach Gallen on a prove it deal. If they sign a 37-year-old Merrill Kelly, maybe the market for those guys aren't great. And the Orioles are like, all right, let's make a bid. Why not? Not going to hurt.
Yeah. I would love to see the Orioles make a move for a top of the rotation ace. But if not that, I'd love to see them make a move for 2 guys that are
Serviceable.
both good.
Yeah.
Because the Orioles are at a spot in their rotation where you don't really know what they have. One guy may not be enough. You may need to drop back and take 2 second-tier guys to build depth versus just plow one ace in there and hope things are going to change.
Yeah. The first month will tell the story for the Orioles 1,000%. Yeah,
totally. Because you're going to see Basayo from day one. You didn't see him until late last year.
Yep.
Adley should be healthy. You don't you have other holes. Mullins isn't going to be there. How are you going to backfill him? You moved him at the deadline. They've got things to do here, but they also should have guys that are back healthy.
Yep. Dakota says, I like the manager they have now. He can develop the kids. So,
yeah.
And I think that's all the Orioles want. They want to get back to being in playoff contention. I mean, I was going to say all teams do, but not all teams do. But they want to get back to being a contender and being a serious contender like they were a couple of years ago. So I don't know. We'll see if anybody else joins them. Not really sure. But are there any other sleepers that you could see making a splash in free agency? So I have the Guardians there, Giants, Diamondbacks, and Rangers. Now, we talked about the Diamondbacks and Rangers a little bit last week about how they're kind of on the fence. So we're not really sure how they're going to spend their free agency. And then the Guardians and Giants, who always seem to sort of miss out on free agents. Those are the four I could think of.
Yeah.
Are there any others you can?
I do think one team that there's a lot of rumors around right now is the Reds. For them, it may be more trade related. They're talking about, do they try to package Hunter Green off for a couple of bats? There's rumors that they're having deep in conversation with guys like Schwarber. They're not just kicking the tires. They're doing some real due diligence and beginning to have some conversations. The Reds may be in. Mike Reed over here in the chat and Patreon made a good point. Marlins and Pirates. Both of those teams are sniffing around. I think Mike's absolutely right. I think they're dark horses to sneak by and grab one of these free agents. The Giants even came out today and said, we're not sure we're going to make a big splash either today or yesterday, but we're making moves, but we're not necessarily going to be chasing a big deal. We're looking to build depth, not drop another big contract in here. So, and for them, that might be the right move. I don't know where they really feel that like they are.
I think that is the smartest move for the Giants to do right now, right? You build depth. I mean, you just looked at the Dodgers, right? Yes, they ended up winning, and say what you want, but Dodgers didn't have much depth, and they struggled most of the season because of the injuries. So the Giants are probably looking at that like, hey, if we build some depth and we can stay consistent all year, like we have a shot at getting into the playoffs, maybe even the division. Because the Padres are a mess. The Diamondbacks are a mess. Rockies aren't even in the division. So, I mean, maybe that's the right move. So then you're not breaking the bank. You're just building a solid team. So if somebody does get hurt or falters, they're there to pick up the scraps, if you will, and move into the playoff race.
Yeah, I agree. I think I feel like there's going to be other teams that step up and make moves that we aren't really thinking about. But I think a lot of that's going to happen later in the offseason as guys begin to sit there a little bit longer and are open to maybe lesser places.
Yeah. Weston, agree with the Tigers, but they got to figure out the whole Tarek Skubal thing first. And I think that's the only kind of hesitation I have with the Tigers spending is they got to get Skubal done first. And if it takes 2 or 3 months to get Skubal, free agents aren't waiting around for that. Right? So they got to get Skubal done quickly so they know which direction they're going. I just, and then I don't know how much they're going to have to spend if they get that deal done because, all talks are the Tigers are in on Bregman, but does Bregman even want to sign there if Skubal's not there?
I mean, I'll go back to what we said for the last couple of weeks. The entire Tigers offseason hinges on the Skubal decision. If he's re-signing, great. Then you go down that direction. If he's not, then you're completely changing your plans this offseason. It's a very different look. But until you make that decision, you have no idea what direction to go.
Yeah. Curtis asks about the Royals. Could they be a sleeper in this?
For free agents, it's sounding like not so much, but they are heavily working the trade lines right now. Apparently, they've been in talks with the Red Sox about Duran, even offering up an arm like a Bubich in a deal like that.
Yes, please.
Yes,
I mean, yes, please.
The Royals view it as we have arms to give. We need bats. So how do we turn one of these arms into a bat? So right now they're saying that the asking price on Duran's a little too high, but they're not giving up on that conversation because Duran is under control for 2 more years. Yeah. And he'll be pretty affordable relative to what you get on the open market. So that's a dynamic player that would dramatically change that lineup.
Yeah, I agree. All right, sticking with the free agency here, who has the best chance to stay put out of this bunch? We got Tucker, Diaz, Bregman, Bichette, Schwarber. Which kind of has the best chance to stay put?
This one's hard because I'm not convinced any of them will stay put at this point. But um, rumors are Diaz is talking to the Mets, Schwarber is talking to the Phillies, but they're not close on anything. Bo Bichette's kind of been in never land the last week or two. Nobody really knows what's going on with him. I feel like Diaz is going to move on. I feel like Bregman moves on. Tucker definitely moves on. The Cubs aren't even in conversations with him. I feel like it's Bichette or Schwarber that end up going back. And I feel like in the end of the day, it's probably Bichette who's most likely to return.
Yeah, I think if I had to rank them, if you will, I would go Bichette, Bregman, Schwarber. I mean,
Fair.
that's how I would personally rank them because I think if all reports out there are saying the Red Sox are ready to drop a bag of cash in Pete Alonso's lap right now. And
Yep.
if that's the case, Bregman might look at that and be like, all right, hey, trim off the annual value, give me the years, and I'll come back and play and we'll run this thing. I could see Bregman doing that because he is ultimately a winner. And if they give him the length of years they want, he will take lesser money, I would think, to stay in a place like Boston, who's got Crochet, who's looking to get another arm. They just traded for Sonny Gray. I think the Red Sox are looking like they are actually making moves to make this team a legit contender. And if
Yeah,
Bregman sees the Red Sox do that, I think he could go back.
I mean, this is the first off season in probably 5 years. I feel like there's real hope the Red Sox are going to do something. And yeah, all the rumors are Alonso, they're going to throw a bag at him. Which you'd think if they were going to do that, they would have done that already. Makes me wonder where that really is. I don't know what Bregman's getting for interest. I've seen no reports. But I feel like he's the kind of guy who's going to sit back and kind of evaluate what's going on and then maybe pick where or kind of target where he thinks he wants to go. I think the other guys, I think Tucker's going to take the best deal that falls in his lap. I think Schwarber's going to take the best deal that falls in his lap. I think Diaz is going to take the best deal that falls in his lap. But I think a guy like Bregman is going to be a little bit more strategic with where he wants to go based on where he thinks he can win. Because to your point, he is a winner. He wants to win. He's shown that he's happy to sacrifice his own, value to win. He will give himself up and create productive outs. He will do all the things. He's a great leader. He's a big piece of what they did in Houston. Didn't always get all the credit for it. But he's that kind of player.
Yeah. Kind of going back to Forrest, because this kind of ties in here. Are there any teams that will be forced to spend a suitcase full of money like the A's had to last year?
The only teams that would be, I believe, under that floor would be the Pirates, who have already come out and said they're going to spend. The Marlins are below it, but that's not necessarily their fault. It's not like they're trying to keep it suppressed. It's just the fact they've got all these young guys. They've also said they're going to spend some money. So I think the only teams that are really in jeopardy would be the Pirates, maybe the Marlins, but definitely the Pirates.
I think it would be the Pirates more. The Marlins, like you said, I don't think they've been below the threshold for as long as the A's were, where they were like, hey, if you do this again, like a big penalty's coming your way. So I'm with you. I think it's mostly the Pirates that the league's like, hey, like you got to spend a little. And maybe that's why Sherrington has money this offseason.
Yeah.
Because
well,
the league is kind of on him.
Because Nutting's not going to let a free nickel go.
Right.
If he can spend a penny and get a nickel, he's going to find a way to do it.
Yeah. So we're split in the chat here. Red Sox, Schwarber and then Bregman. I think Schwarber could be another person in that Red Sox. If the Red Sox get Schwarber, I think Bregman could also look at that and be like, all right, let's go back.
Yep.
We got Curtis saying Bichette. Michael Simpson says Bo. I mean, I think Bo is the one for me who's the top one that has the best chance to stay for sure.
Yep.
And then Weston says Schwarber. Mike Reed thinks Bregman, then Schwarber. All right.
Fair.
Flat Cheese says Meat Alonso, but Pete Alonso. to go back to the Mets. I didn't even put him on here. So, but
Yeah.
that's still a possibility for sure. So
Well,
we're kind of all over the place here.
you didn't put him on there because you couldn't fit him because you had Jamie Moyer taking up the top right
That's
corner of this slide.
that's right. We finally got one. There we go.
Nice job, Mike Reed. That is absolutely Jamie Moyer in the top right-hand corner.
Yep. So you get a point. There we go. Um. So yeah, I don't know. I think for me, it's Bichette, Bregman, and Schwarber. I would go in that order.
Yeah, and I certainly don't disagree. I think of the players, those three are most likely, and you can kind of pick the order. And yeah, the A's had to spend last year to get out of trouble with the league for the revenue share, and that's when they brought in Severino, which
Yeah.
they needed pitching, so it made sense to do it. But we were all sitting there going, "Holy cow, the A's are going to spend money!" But of course, they weren't in Oakland anymore, so they're not
Right.
afraid to be good.
Yeah, and they were nowhere on our radar last year. We're like
No,
that news comes across our feed, and we're like, what? We're like, where did that come from? And then we found out that the league was like, hey, if you guys don't spend, we're gonna pretty much take your franchise from you. And they're like, oh, okay, well,
yeah, I mean,
here we go.
not only did Fisher actually want to start to win or be competitive again, but the league was kind of like, "Hey, if you want to keep your revenue share, you got to spend some money, buddy."
Yeah. Terry, is a good question. Do you guys think the Cubs even make an offer to Tucker, or has that already been given? Already been given in the extension talks? I think the Cubs kind of just washed their hands with that since they didn't work out an extension, right? That's what it kind of sounds like.
Yeah, and Jed Hoyer came out right after the season ended and said basically, we're not really pursuing an extension with Kyle Tucker. We had conversation with him. We're not seeing things the same way, so we're expecting to move on.
Yeah. And I'm with you, Will. To me, it
Yeah.
seems like Schwarber's leaving Philly. I agree. I don't know which direction the Phillies are going either. That they're going to be another team that I'm going to be watching closely this offseason because I just don't know
Yep.
what they're going to do there. Are they going to tear it down? Are they going to ship some pieces out and try to stay competitive? I don't know. They're a weird one to me.
Yeah. And I said it right when the season ended. I don't think Schwarber is the solution to the Phillies problems. I think it'd be good for both sides to part ways and start fresh. But at the same time, the fans in Philly love him, and it's going to be tough for the Phillies to let him go. But I think it's actually in both sides' interest to just move on because I think he would be better suited elsewhere, and I don't think he solves their problems. The Phillies need to go a different direction with that team so that they're better in the offseason, in the postseason. I mean,
Yeah. And Curtis, this is a great point too. Remember, Bregman and Alonso are Boris clients, and GMs are getting tired of his antics. And that's true. And maybe that will make it almost impossible for Bregman and Alonso to sign with the same team. I mean, has two Boris clients signed with the same team ever? Because usually one team's not giving top dollar to two free agent signings in the same year, right?
I mean, there must be Boris clients that are on the same team, but I can't think of an offseason where they went at the same time.
Well, and that's what I meant. Yeah, there's definitely Scott Boras clients, multiple on a same team, but like signing in the same year, I don't know if
Can't
I can remember.
I can't think of one, but I'm sure there was one that we are completely forgetting. But because there was one year I'm pretty sure we had talked about the fact that he was trying to package like a 2-for-1 to one of these teams, and it didn't work out. But I mean, it would make sense if
Yeah,
you've got leverage over them with one. Why not try to pull off two?
yeah. Weston, the way the owner worded his comment about Harper was strange, not promising for moving forward. And yeah, like just the word out of Philly has been just like you said, strange. I
Weird.
don't know how else to explain it really. So
It's
I don't
weird.
know.
The whole dynamic in Philly is weird.
If the Phillies don't sign Schwarber and trade Harper, they'll win the World Series within 2 years. Oh, look at the Nationals. I mean, Nationals did it as soon as they
Yeah.
shipped Harper out. They won. Man, I don't know. That's a good point, Forrest. I don't know. I don't
It's
know.
yeah. It's I think it's challenging that Phillies team. they have, they've got star power, but it just doesn't all go together. They've got this puzzle and all these pieces they're trying to smash together, but it's not all the right pieces, and for whatever reason, it just doesn't come out right.
Yeah.
When you think it should, you're like, well, look at all the talent here, but they still can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, they had the rotation. We thought they had the lineup. We thought they had the bullpen, especially making that move for Duran and this year. We're like, all right, Phillies are in here. Phillies are legit, and nothing.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting
Weird
point,
one.
Chad. I don't think a DH will set the market. I think you're totally right. I will say, I think Schwarber is a little bit like Bregman in the fact that Schwarber sees kind of father time beginning, to catch up with him. He's not necessarily a young man anymore. And I think he's looking at where can I go to win? Like, how do I go find a winner? And maybe I wait a little bit to see what happens. Because I do think you can see it in Schwarber's body language and hear it in his voice. For him, he's going to be his age 33 season. He's got a few, probably a few productive years left. He does have that 2016 World Series win, but I think he wants another. And I think he's looking for a place he can go to win.
Yeah.
And I could see him sitting back for a little while to say, okay, let's let the landscape settle. And then let's see who's really in it. So I end up going to one of those teams.
Yeah, and he might be the last piece for one of those teams to put him over the top, and they'll pay him top dollar to do so.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
I don't hate that take at all.
No, I like that point.
Yeah, Boris isn't letting any of his big guys sign till winter meetings or after. I agree. He's going to go to winter meetings, feel out the landscape, and then go from there. I agree. Chris, this is a great question. How do you guys see the Cubs filling the void that if Tucker signs somewhere else? Very productive with the Cubs. How are they gonna fill that production if they even do so?
I believe the Cubs think that Owen Casey is going to take that spot. Owen Casey is their top. He's their number one top prospect. He's another left-handed hitting outfielder. His scouting overall, he's a 55 on an 80 scale, I believe. He's got good power, a good arm. I should say he's got good power, a very good arm. He can run, he can hit. He's very much built in a Kyle Tucker mold. And I think they view Casey as, we don't need to pay Kyle Tucker because Casey is a similar player, and in time we'll fill that spot. I believe the Cubs are going to roll the dice with him out there as a rookie and see what happens.
Yeah. Schwarber back to the Cubbies? Would he fill that production?
Yeah, I can't imagine the Cubs are going to drop that kind of money on a DH when they wouldn't pay Tucker. But I mean, if you can offer me Tucker or Schwarber, and Tucker's only going to get a little bit more money than Schwarber, which he probably should get a little bit more than a little bit more, but we'll see. I would take Tucker. I mean, Tucker is younger. He brings more to the table. He doesn't hit as many home runs, no, but he does everything else.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Guardians in the mix on any of these guys. I mean, Curtis is asking. He said, I don't know, maybe a dumb thought. And Will kind of comes back where it's like the Guardians don't spend, which I mean, I could see it both ways. Yes, Will's correct. Guardians usually don't go out and spend big on a free agent market. Maybe they want to flip up what they're doing. Maybe they want to change. Maybe it's just one big free agent that can get them over the hump. I don't know.
Well, and the Guardians have to think about two things. One, you have all these young players that you're still trying to find homes for and places for on the major league roster. Two, you also have Jose Ramirez, who's not really impressed with the lack of commitment you've shown him when you took that hometown discount. And he was very vocal about that when the season ended.
Right.
If I'm the Guardians, I might look to make a move. And honestly, I think a guy like a Harrison Bader would be a great fit for the Guardians. Not a lot of money, can fill a hole you have. But I think that the Guardians need to figure out what they're going to do. Are they going to spend a little bit of money and make Jose Ramirez happy, or are they just going to keep trying to develop from within and run the risk of alienating him? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, give Jose Ramirez a chance, please. One time for that guy. I'm with you. I'm with you. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We will see.
We'll
Interesting.
see. But there's still talks, Aaron, you want the Giants trade for Stephen Kwan. There's still rumors that Kwan's available, which kind of surprises me that you need outfield help, although you've got young guys you think might be ready. But you need proven outfield help, and you're like, well, maybe we'll just trade Stephen Kwan. What? Like,
Yeah.
where does that fit?
Will, time to move J Ram?
He'd look great in Boston.
I don't know. The city of Cleveland might burn down if they trade J Ram away. I think he retires there. I don't think there's any chance he goes anywhere else. Right?
I don't think he wants to. I think to your point, I think the fans want him to. I don't think ownership wants him to. I think everybody wants J Ram to live and breathe Cleveland forever. But if you keep giving this guy nothing and you keep just coming up short, he may just tell you, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm done. Like, this is crazy. Class A is betting that J Ram will stay.
Yeah. Man,
and I could not agree more, John Temple, that Cleveland needs to change the name back to the Indians and also change the team name. Yeah, priorities A and B should be to change the team name. I'm back to the Indians. Let's just go back to where we were.
Or you keep it at the Guardians, but you just bring back Chief Wahoo and really confuse the heck out of everybody.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That'd be great.
Curtis, as much as I want to throw up, he would be a monster. J-Ram would be a monster at Yankee Stadium. He'd be a monster.
Yep.
I would hate every bit about it, but it would be amazing for him.
Yeah. All right.
The Giants could try Devers in the outfield. He's always willing to try a new position.
That would be hilarious.
Are we sure about that?
Man, that'd be great.
Oh, anyways.
All right. Well, it is time. We are going to welcome in fellow follower, historian, fan of baseball, everything. You've seen him before. Michael Simpson is back. And when I was putting this slide deck together, the amount of information that is on this is pretty cool and a lot of stuff that I had no idea about. So we are going to go through like the first historical mentions of baseball. This is going to be a 2 or 3 part segment. But anyways, Michael, how are you doing tonight?
Hopefully better lighting this time.
Yes, you look a lot better. I can
Much better.
see you.
Would it be better without the hat? Can you see me better?
Oh no, keep the hat. Keep the hat.
No. As you know, that Nick is a hat fan, so you got to keep.
I know.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, just kind of give us how you got the inspiration for this and what you kind of did with it.
Well, and can I ask a weird question first? Once I graduated high school and college, I never wanted to do another research paper in my life, and you do this for fun.
I was bored at work. What can I say?
All right.
Well, okay. I mean, yeah, that's fair.
I mean, when there's not as much mail coming through the United States Postal Service, I had nothing else to do. So fuck it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Good. All right. So let's dive right in here.
All right. So there was a children's book back in that 1744, as it says, that mentions baseball. Given it was not much of, it's not like they didn't go into a whole lot of detail when it came to it, but there was a little poem that said, "The ball once struck off, away flies the boy to the next to find post, and then home with joy." So the post probably meant base, at least in our knowledge now. But it was a little tidbit that there was at least a game, something like our baseball, way back in 1744, which blows the whole Abner Doubleday myth out of the water completely.
Mm-hmm. So I think I heard that bases used to be legit poles. So that makes sense. So it's like you had to run around the pole to go to the next one, if you will. And then this probably is
cricket where it's a stake versus a base.
Those are wickets, but kind of like, well, my guess is they I'm guessing they either had to either touch it or go around it or something to that effect. But yeah, it was one of those things where they had to at least go to it and then keep going. With cricket, it's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
I'm
I
picturing
have
just a
actually
bit.
watched some cricket at some point too.
Yeah, I'm picturing just a big old flagpole in 3 different spots, and like there's a close play, and you just hear twang. Like that'd be incredible. But
Or Nick's looking over his shoulder trying to watch where he hit the ball and he goes right into it.
yeah, exactly.
Probably. Yeah. Just
Yeah.
ran right into it.
Yeah.
I believe the posts were probably maybe 3 feet, maybe 4 feet high tops.
Oh, so taking you out at the knees too. Yeah, just
Yeah.
like Weston said. Yeah. Okay. Great. Yeah.
Yeah, that hurts.
Man, that's incredible.
But these were like little kids and maybe teenagers playing it. So I mean, I don't think they were going that hard into the posts.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any sliding or anything like that. But
Yeah. Awesome.
yeah, that was like one of the first known references to baseball. This one I always laugh at because it's Pittsfield, Massachusetts, which is it's a city, but it's in the part of Massachusetts that even most people in Mass don't even know where it is. We might as well just give Western Mass to New York for the most part. But so in Pittsfield in 1791, they were trying to promote the safety of the exterior of the newly built meeting house, and I have to literally read this one because it's kind of small, but any game of wicket, cricket, baseball, bat ball, football, cats, fives, or any other game played with a ball within 80 yards of the structure, they would not allow it at all. So they worried that they were going to break a window, I'm assuming. Back then, probably wasn't as easy to get replacements for windows.
Yeah.
And there was another law in Worcester, Massachusetts, which is the city closest to me, that outlawed baseball on the streets in 1816. So,
Dang. So my question is, what the heck is cats?
I was wondering. I was like,
know?
I'm not going to ask, but I wondered too.
it was what was it? It was one cat, two cat. There was a few different games. I didn't exactly look into that one, but it's one of those. It was a same thing, kind of like we were talking about with the other one. There's like stool ball, there's town ball, there's
Okay.
there similar games. Not 100% looks like what actually most of it probably doesn't. We would look at it and go, what the heck is going on over there, because it doesn't look anything at all like what we play now. But
Just has a flying projectile that could break windows. That's all they care about.
yeah, just don't break my shit, basically.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome. We got some people from Woburn. All right, Woburn. Sorry, I said that right. Wait,
yeah, Woburn. Yeah,
yeah,
Woburn.
yeah.
Woburn.
Yep. Nice.
All right, I'm gonna butcher his name. Johann Gutsmuth. He had. I'm guessing it was a book called English Baseball. It mentions a contest between two teams in which the batter has 3 attempts to hit the ball while at home plate. So it sounds a lot like, at least the basics of the game that we all love.
Yeah.
Back
so
then,
you can't get at me if I mispronounce a name wrong now, Michael.
That's German. Are
You-
you fluent in German?
No, you still can, Michael. You have permission.
Oh, I know. I would do it anyway, even if I didn't have permission. How many shows
fair.
did you ban me from?
I don't know. You're on, so don't worry about it.
We for sure butcher names on this show. It's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, you're right. I mean, the Abner Doubleday myth is complete. It's already out of my mind right now. Like, there's no way you can tell me that he just got pen and paper out one day and was like, "Hey, I made this sport." Now, maybe the intricacies of it he fine-tuned, maybe, but
no.
Okay, no.
He was at West Point in 1839. There was no chance he was even in Cooperstown at all to invent a game that had clearly already been invented.
All right then.
We're just busting myths on this show.
Yeah, love it.
I actually have as Nick has probably read, probably down the end of this whole spiel that I gave you. I remember you saying that you had to go to bed and read a 3,000 word
Essay.
dissertation. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But it was found. I can actually look because it's down the bottom. Albert Spalding, the guy who actually the head of the Spalding Sporting Goods, he was putting together a panel essentially to figure out the beginnings of baseball, and someone sent in something that he was from Cooperstown, and he told this story, and it's like, oh, it's, and because everyone was saying, oh, it's based off of rounders or cricket, and he goes, oh, this is a completely American thing, go with that, because they just didn't want it to be connected to anything British. So that was the biggest reason why he got it. But Abner Doubleday was at Fort Sumter in the beginning of the Civil War. He was a military man. He was nowhere near Cooperstown playing baseball.
So how does his name even, that might be for another show, but how does his name even get attached to baseball? But
I think the actual guy's first name was Abner. He also he thought he was in his 90s at the time, and he said, no, I remember this, and he just kind of made it up completely.
Oh, well, cool. Kind of like we do on this show all the time. We just make it up.
I was gonna say I feel that.
All right.
All right. So I was trying to find out exactly when that newspaper, the National Advocate, started, but I could not find anything. But it was mentioned in 1823 that the quote is I was last Saturday much pleased in witnessing a company of active young men playing the manly and athletic game of baseball at the retreat in Broadway. I'm informed they are an organized organization, and they are and that a very interesting game that will be played on Saturday next at the above place to commence at 3:30. Any persons fond of witnessing this game may avail himself of seeing it played with consummate skill and wonderful dexterity. We don't speak like that anymore.
No, we have not. Yeah, that's crazy. So this was 1823. So this is well before.
Correct.
Because when the first, like, well, I mean, we'll get to that too. The first MLB type leagues formation, really, but
yeah. So all during the early 1800s, games like town ball and stool ball were mentioned all the time in newspapers. Town ball was widely played in Philadelphia well into the 1840s. So it was played before Abner Doubleday. It was played after Abner Doubleday. It had been around for a long time. Town ball is probably the closest thing to what ended up being baseball out of all the old ones that we mentioned, like cat and fives and all of that. So,
okay, was this like underhand pitch kind of league, like
yep.
an out on one hop? Like this is like the old vintage baseball that's played, or something of this nature?
Yeah, and it was also 1 out, inning over.
Oh,
one out. That was it.
You don't want me on your team then?
That's quick, huh?
Yeah.
Hard to get a rally going with only 1 out.
Yeah, you have to no hit, you're done. Ah, damn it.
Yeah, and Forrest, mine too. When I was putting it together and being like, my historian mind zoomed in on the word organized in that article of the previous slide. Like, I mean, we talk about like when was the first organized game of baseball. To me, like it kind of says it right there. Like whether it's club or league or whatever, like organized mean like this was planned and they planned on doing it again. So it's interesting. Yeah,
there was. We'll get into this with the next one, but there were plenty of teams that were around. Just everyone knows the name that's of the team that's on the next slide. If you know a good deal about. No, there was not PitchCom in 1830.
It was a can and a string.
It was a passenger pigeon.
So
Yeah.
the Knickerbockers in 1845. The person who started the team was Alexander Joy Cartwright, who is enshrined in Cooperstown, and mentioning how he began the game of baseball. And John Thorne, who was the MLB historian, basically says most of the stuff on that plaque is a lie.
Really?
Directly from the biggest MLB historian out there, most of it is a lie. And him saying that it written on there that he set the bases at 90 feet. No, it was paces back then, and as we'll get into it a little bit further on, it was so unorganized. A pace could be anyone. If someone's taller, their pace is going to be a little bit longer. It's you never know. So unless you have the same person doing all the time, it's going to be different.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was like us playing backyard football and like marking out 10 yards, where it's like, taking big steps, but my steps are going to be bigger than yours or shorter than somebody else's. So, wow, that's interesting.
So the Alexander Joy Cartwright, he played on the Gotham Club of New York. So the Gothams were around before the Knickerbockers. The first ever game was played in 1846, and it was likely they don't have any absolute recognition as to what the name of the team was, but it was probably the Gothams, and the Gothams won 23-1. So clearly, they were not exactly. The game had been around since before even the Knickerbockers. Everyone, whoever knows history knows that the first organized game was in 1846. But if that team, the first team, gets killed 23-1, I think the game was around a little bit longer than that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, hey, we invented this new game. So, hi, how about you guys come and try it? And then they end up just kicking your ass. I just, that doesn't really add up, but yeah.
It was so the Knickerbockers were an invitation only ball club. You had to be invited in, and they found a playing field, the Elysian Fields, over in Hoboken, New Jersey. The reason they were named the Knickerbockers is because Alexander was on what was it? I'm sorry. He was on a volunteer fire engine company, and they were called the Knickerbockers. So he just kind of stole the name from there.
Oh, that's cool.
So the club was organized September 23rd, 1845. The first officers were Duncan F. Curry, President William R. Wheaton, Vice President William H. Tucker, and Alexander Cartwright. Wheaton and Tucker are the ones that actually formalized the rules,
which we'll get into.
Yeah. First one, bases shall be from home to second base 42 paces, from first to third 42 paces. If a pace is 3 feet, then the base pass would be 89 feet. If a pace is 2.5 feet, then they were 75 feet. So it's your stride is different from everyone else's. If the dude's 6'3", his stride's going to be longer than a guy who's 5'7". So big difference on whether who's getting thrown out or whatever. So
yeah, and if he's walking in a straight line.
That's true. If he had a couple drinks beforehand.
Yeah. Right? I bet the games later in the day were a little different.
This looks more like a rhombus, not a diamond, but that's fine. Yep. Cheers to the fine fellow who pioneered for our great game. I agree. Yeah.
So the next one is that the game ends at 21 aces, is what they would call it, or runs. But you'd have to have at least the same amount of innings. But that would mean if one team scored 21 runs in the first inning, game's over. That's it. You only played one inning at that point. I mean, at that point, really, what's the point of going on? You just got killed in the first inning.
Yeah. So would that also work on the back end? Like, say it's 19 runs to inning number 9. Do they just keep going until someone scores 21? So it works
Yep.
the other way too.
There was no. They didn't even think about 9 innings. You would play until you scored 21.
All right. So you could have games that go on for days.
Correct.
Yeah.
But that was very unlikely. They didn't have gloves. There was no manicured infields. It
You're
was
right.
probably going to be over 3-4 innings.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's the sandlot with no gloves. You're playing in these. I can only imagine the bad hops they would always get. And was it still underhand pitching at this point? So
Yep.
these guys are hitting the ball pretty hard.
Yep. Literally the next one was the ball must be pitched, not thrown for the bat, meaning underhanded, not overhand. Overhand started in 1884.
Okay. So technically, are pitchers throwing, or are they not now? If pitching is underhand, is it?
No, they were looking. They were just trying to serve it up so you could hit the ball. They weren't trying. There was no strikeouts. I believe there were strikeouts, but it's one of those. They weren't trying for it. They were just trying to get you to hit the ball, get out in the field.
Gotcha.
Originally they were. This was for exercise. That's all it really was for.
Yeah. I'm surprised the MLB hasn't gone back to underhand pitching, to be honest, to boost up offense some more. But anyways.
Well, I mean, the bases are what, 4 feet wide, 4 feet high. So 4 feet deep. So yeah.
Yeah.
Might as well go back.
Yeah. Right.
All right. So a ball knocked out of the field, or outside the range of first or third base is foul. Before this, there was no foul ground. Stool ball, all those, the town ball, there was no foul ground. If you hit it backwards, it's good. Someone's gonna run after it, but it's good. It's a fair ball.
And that's how cricket is, right? Cricket's like 360 degrees from the middle, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wild.
Yeah.
So next one, 3 balls being struck at and missed, and the last one caught is a hand out. If not caught, then is considered fair, and the striker bound to run. Same drop third strike. You could run. A hand out is just an out. That's just what they called it.
So is this the origin of a drop third strike? No. Yeah. Well, yes, that and the drop third strike rule that we still use today. This is the origin of that rule.
Yep, it was a new rule at the time. And both 3 strikes and you're out, and the drop third strike, the batter can run. That is the origin of it.
That's awesome.
If a ball be struck or tipped and caught, either flying or on the first bound, it is a hand out. The 1 bounce rule stuck around until 1864, but at the time, if it bounced once and you caught it, it's an out.
Okay.
In vintage baseball, which as I was telling Nick earlier today, I wanted to play. Even now, with playing by 1864 rules, if you let it bounce once, if you had a chance to catch it and you let it bounce and still catch it, and you get picked on by your teammates. So they still no, you can make that. Just make the catch, But it was valid. It was 1 bounce, you're out.
That would change. It'd be so weird to kind of watch today's players with gloves play by those rules.
Yeah,
it'd be interesting to watch.
It would be very strange. We wouldn't understand what's going on. It would just be kind of cool to watch it for at least a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It certainly takes the trap rule out of play. Doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah. Right.
This is true. The next one's a player running the bases shall be out if the ball is in the hand of the adversary on the base, or the runner is touched with it before he makes his base. It being understood, however, that in no instance the ball to be thrown at him.
Shucks.
Before this, they would call it soaking or plugging, but you could throw the ball at the runner to get him out.
Yeah. When I was a kid, we called it, it's probably not politically correct now, but we called it Indian rubber.
Yep.
When you could throw it, because wiffle ball games, we would hum that thing at each other. We'd come out with welts on the sides of our necks, our backs. But yeah, that's what we called it. But
yeah, I'm here.
Yep. That's what we called it too. We're old though. Um,
Fact.
but yeah, now the force rule is in effect,
Right.
or tag. But I think all those were probably in effect. They wanted to get rid of the throwing at the runner.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Um, a player running who shall prevent an adversary from catching or getting the ball before making his base is a handout, or as we know it, runner's interference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just so hard to like wrap your mind around like how they laid out the rules because again, we don't talk this way,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
just
The
kind of like
wording,
decoding it.
I had to sit there for. I'm like, I think that's runner's interference, and like I
Yeah.
had to read the rule for runner's interference. Okay, yeah, no, that's right. Making
Yeah.
sure I'm understanding it correctly.
Yeah, when I was putting these together, I'm just like, okay, that one's clearly dropped third strike. That one's clearly the force out. This one I had to read, and I'm like, oh, okay. I think interference. So yeah, that makes sense.
The next one's 3 hands out, all out. So unlike the other games, which was 1, this is 3 outs to the end of an inning.
Okay.
The next one was players must take their strike in regular turn, making there's a batting order set, just like there is now. You couldn't just throw anyone up there, so which I guess probably before that it could have been possible, but
Yeah, and just be like, oh, Michael, it's your turn again. Hit these
yeah.
3 runners in. Yeah.
Oh, it just so
Makes sense.
happens the bases are loaded again. Oh, let's send our best guy up there.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Shohei, you're in again.
Yeah, isn't it Banana Ball that introduced like the golden at bat? Like once late in the game, you get to put anybody up in any situation.
Yep.
Yep. No aces or base can be made on a foul strike, so can advance on a foul. Which back then, again, there was no foul ground, so
Right.
it doesn't matter. They could run any at any point at that point.
Yep.
The balk rule is the next one. Is a runner cannot be put out in making one base when a balk is made by the pitcher. So even back then, which I fully admit don't always understand when a balk happens.
It changes. It
Neither do the
changes in
umps.
game. Yeah.
That's probably true. But they apparently knew at least a little bit because they threw it in here. And the last one that I put in here was, but one base allowed when a ball bounds out of the field when struck. So any ball goes out of play. So you move up a base. But I mean,
Yeah.
This was all thought out in 1845, and some of those rules are still around.
Yeah, I would say these top 13 are definitely like this is the basics of what we play at now.
Yeah, in some form, they're all there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
So the last part I had here was this, which was we kind of went into a little bit, but it was long recorded considered the first official recorded baseball game. Excuse me, in Hoboken, New Jersey. The Knickerbockers played the New York Nine, also known as the New York Baseball Club. It was probably the Gothams. They played with Cartwright's 20 rules, and the Knickerbockers lost 23-1 in 4 innings.
Dang.
Cartwright was the umpire during the game and actually fined one player 6 cents for cursing. Wow. This was a gentleman's game. This was not you don't curse.
Yeah, that's incredible. 6 cents. That's a month's salary back then.
Probably. Do they curse now?
No, still a gentleman's game.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no cursing.
They don't curse. They don't showboat. None of that.
Yeah, especially with Angel Hernandez behind the plate. There's never any cursing when he was umpiring.
No, it was. Did any? And I don't think players spit in umpires' faces either.
No.
Roberto Alomar.
Yeah.
No, it never happens.
Yeah, no record of that.
Very much a calm gentleman's game.
Yeah.
That's what incredible. I've noticed. Yeah. Man. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, like I knew a little bit of this stuff, but not until you sent me that and I actually got to like sit down and read it and dissect it. I was like, dang, like this is way further back than I even thought about. Like, where did baseball come from? Never ever crossed my mind. And I would say a huge baseball buff, but like never been like, oh, how far back can I trace baseball? I've never thought about that.
I think for a while I knew the Pittsfield one from 1791. I did not know until recently about the 1744 children's book.
Hmm.
That one was new to me. But yeah, I believe I heard something about something about Pittsfield having something to do with it, and I was like, okay, well, paid attention because it's my state. But
Right.
didn't really delve into it too deeply, and I just got bored at work, like I said.
Yeah, man, that's absolutely incredible. I love
Yeah,
it. So,
good stuff.
yeah,
Really, it's really impressive. We talk about baseball being 150ish years old roughly, and what you find out is that the baseball as we know it is about that old, but it goes way further back than that.
yeah,
And it's one of the few sports that has like incredible history, just incredible history to it.
yeah,
Yeah, if basketball goes to the 1890s, football goes to the 1880s. This one goes back to the 1700s. We weren't even a country, and we were playing the game.
yeah. I mean, it makes sense that game and sport has
Yeah.
always been around. Like, I mean, you look at like ancient cultures, like they're
Mhm.
playing highlight and stuff like that are centuries years old. So, I mean, it only makes sense that they played some form of this game at some point within human history, and it's just adapted over time. I mean, look what we're doing with it now. Like, we're still adapting the game every year.
Yeah,
New rules come out, so it's pretty cool.
rules always change.
Yeah.
The one other thing that I wanted to show, and I mentioned this Nick, and I told him kind of late, and I was like, "You don't need to make another slide. You're fine." Was back then they was the figure eight uh, baseball that we know, that we all know very well, the ones in the background there. But they did use another one. They nicknamed it the lemon peel, um, and the reason I mention it's because I have one.
It's so cool.
It's very, yeah, it's weird. It does not match up in the back. That's just the brand, the Hanford, the people that made it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does not meet up with the back. I could not even tell you if they can really throw a curveball with this. I mean, they probably could, but it's like they weren't trying to back then. Again, it was all underhand, just trying to get you to hit.
Right.
It was
But
batting practice.
yeah, basically. Um, but yeah, it's just weird to like. I'll just grab it every once in a while. It's a little bit smaller, like not much, but a little bit smaller than a regular baseball. I would just grab it every once in a while and stick it in my hands, like just because it just feels so much different.
Yeah.
And it's not. It looks pretty damn close, but it just feels so different.
Yeah. It's cool. Everything's a four-seam fastball. It's like,
Yeah, basically, you get
yeah.
one pitch.
Yeah. That's awesome. Man, that's incredible. So I know you do have more of this, and we will schedule another time to have you come on, finish this off. But this was absolutely incredible, Michael.
Yeah.
The work you've done in it. And we've been mentioned to all our followers the last couple weeks about the all-time chat that we've been having doing the all-time draft. And Michael's in there with us.
Yep.
We are going to be releasing those lineups too, and there are some ridiculous teams. There's some ridiculous baseball minds in that chat. It's easily the best group chat I've ever been in my life, like hands down. It is so cool. There's so many great people and baseball minds in there. So just glad you're a part of that and able to come on the show and share your expertise where I am not an expert in whatsoever.
Harrison, is he an expert in anything?
No.
I mean, he's working on it, but no.
Okay, just checking. I mean, yeah, the fact that in the last two rounds we had players like Willie McCovey, Rafael Palmeiro, Mark McGuire,
Right.
Craig Biggio, Gary Sheffield. Like, how? That's the last round. These are pinch hitters and wild cards.
Yeah.
like I went, as you guys are well aware, but I'll let these people know. I went for the ultimate wild card. He just needed to be a clubhouse guy, really, more than anything else. The late great Bob Uecker.
Yeah, 1,000%. I almost went with Eddie Goodell for my pick,
You should
my
have.
wild card. I know I should have looking
Yeah.
back on it, but I had Willie
You had
McCovey
Chef.
and yeah, I had McCovey and Chef for my last two picks, so I gained 1,000 career home runs in those two picks. So I was like, yes, please.
In round 19 and 20, you
Yeah.
gained 1,000 homers.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got Palmeiro and Biggio in the last rounds. I'm like, holy
Yeah.
cow! I added
Yeah.
800 home runs and almost
Yeah.
6,000 hits.
Don't worry, Flat Cheese. Harrison scooped up Jamie Moyer before I could, and I
Yep.
was very vocal about being mad and upset about it in the chat.
Yep.
So
Moyer's my 5th starter on my all-time team. We got to make sure we release those teams, Nick, because
yeah, I'm gonna
these
let
rosters are nuts.
I'm gonna let Nostalgic Baseball Geezer release them first because this was
That
his
was
doing. He got us
Yeah.
all together. But yeah, absolutely, yeah. Rafael Bellier. Yeah.
So you would have added 2 home
Okay.
runs to your total for us.
A lot of personality, not a lot of power.
Yeah, love it.
And it was
But
like 12 years in between home runs, too.
yeah, crazy.
I remember seeing his second one, and I remember the announcers going absolutely nuts because he hit it left field in Shea. Just barely cleared the wall. They were all excited
Yeah,
because they know he only had 1 career home run at the time.
yeah. Right.
If personality matters, then why am I in this forest?
A conversation with Bob Uecker and Yogi Berra, a conversation for a lifetime. That'd be insane. I
Lord.
can't even imagine.
Everyone else around them would be confused, mostly because of Yogi, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Incredible. Well,
I loved the chat. Like I was the one that said, like, hey, can we keep this chat going?
yeah, exactly.
It's
I'm
too much
sure
fun.
there's yeah, it's gonna be awesome. But yeah, thanks again, Michael. We will definitely hook up again for part 2, and keep going with the timeline because I'm now invested and can't wait to hear the second part of this. So
Yeah,
thanks for coming on. Yeah, thanks for coming on and sharing
No problem.
your knowledge with us. We love the history guys on here because, like I said, like I know enough to be dangerous, but that's about it. Like I don't know the intricacies of the history of baseball. So I love that this platform has crossed over with other great baseball minds that love that part of the game. So really appreciate you coming on and sharing with us.
I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, always. This is a show for the fans. We say it all the time. So I'm glad that you could come on and share that with us. So we will be in touch. I'll probably see you in the chat tomorrow, as usual.
Yeah, you will. All right.
All right. See you, Michael. Thank you.
Michael.
Yeah, that stuff's absolutely insane to me. It was so cool. Like I said, like I had known some of that stuff, but not like the in-depth. Like, I mean, he sent me so much info that I wish I could have packed into those slides, but I just couldn't. I couldn't get it in. But I mean, he did a great job explaining it. But that was a pretty cool trip down early history of baseball. I had no idea about.
And it's like I was saying, like there's just such an incredible amount of history in baseball that I enjoy listening to it because I don't know it. There's no way anybody could know it all. But these guys like, Nostalgic Baseball Geezer and Baseball History Dork and Michael that are like big into the history. I love listening to their stories because it's just not something that I have the time or energy to be able to put into, but I love the history because this game goes so far back.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they post about guys that I've never heard of before, and they have a big story and explanation about their careers and why they're relevant to the game. And it's absolutely incredible. So
yeah, it's good stuff.
Pretty awesome. So, all right. Before we head on to trivia, Steve Traxel is official. He is coming on the show Thursday at 9 p.m. And to say I'm excited about this is an understatement. This is going to be incredible. There's so many questions that I have for Steve. I mean, the first 2 that pop into my head was I watched this guy every single 5th day being on the Chicago Cubs and WGN. So many people saw Steve Traxel pitch. And I wonder if that affected him at all, knowing he was nationally televised every single day. Like, because not a lot of baseball players during that time had that exposure.
No, you had the Cubs and the Braves, right? Because the Braves were on TBS, so you had two teams that were kind of all over the country, and everybody else was just regional. So these guys got exposure that nobody else did.
Right. And then my second one, yes, Flat Cheese, I met on the show. He was in New York during 9/11, and that just dawned on me right before the
right.
show. So I
Yeah.
was like, I sent that to you, Harrison, and I was like, oh yeah, like he was in New York during 9/11. So like I mean, it's kind of a touchy subject, and it might be, but I kind of want to know like what that was like to get back on the field after something like that. Because I mean, those are the stories I want to hear about, right? Like the little stories like that in somebody's career are intriguing to me. So those are the two kind of main questions I have for him. Of course, I want to hear about his entire journey. Guys, 16 years in the MLB is a pretty damn good career.
Yeah, I mean, a guy that won 143 games.
Yeah.
Struck out almost 1,600 batters. I mean, that's a career.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, can't wait for that. So he will be on Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure that, yes, the chat will be available to ask questions for sure. As long as they're appropriate, we are going to share them with Steve. So, and that's what we love. It was just like when we had Terry on a couple months ago, viewers were able to ask him questions too. So,
Yep.
yeah, absolutely. He will be on for sure. So,
yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. All right, Harrison. We have a ton of trivia tonight. We are bulking up on trivia. I got 10 questions. Harrison's got missing lineups. Who is that guy? What do you got?
Was I doing some trivia this week?
I don't know. Were you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I got 10 missing lineups for you. So
all right.
We got all kinds of double trivia tonight.
So let's go. My trivia is a little bit all over the place. I got top 4 list and some other just straight out questions. You will see. But here we go with the first one. Who is missing from this top 5 list of most hits in a career all time? Number 1, obviously, Pete Rose, 4,256. Ty Cobb, number 2, 4,189. Hank Aaron, 3,771. Stan the Man Musial at 3,630. And this guy at 3,514.
Man, look at that list of Hall of Famers. Oh, wait, right.
Oh, wow. Too soon.
Oh, man. All right, chat, jump in on this. I'm not going to answer these until you guys do.
George Sisler's a great guess. It is not him. You're in the right era-ish. That's not Babe Ruth. Good guess, Flat Cheese. It is indeed Benny the Jet Rodriguez. It is indeed Tris Speaker. Yes, Boston Red Sox, Tris Speaker. Nice job, Richard. Perfect. All right, next one. Who is missing from this top 5 list of most doubles in a career all time? Number 1, Tris Speaker, 792. Crazy. Number 2, Pete Rose, 746. Stan Musial, 725. Ty Cobb, 724. And this guy at 686.
That follow through is so iconic.
Yeah.
It's so iconic.
The colors and the follow through should completely give this one away.
And can we talk about Tris Speaker? Like, look at how low his hands are. Like, that was
and split.
That was like a slapper swing.
Yeah, and a split grip.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He did split his hands.
Yep. Joey Gallo on the last one. Great. Yeah. No, not Ricky Henderson. It is indeed Albert Pujols for sure. Big Al.
Yep. And I hit dingers.
Yeah. Crazy.
700 of them.
Gross. All right. Who is missing from this top 5 list of most career triples? Sam Crawford, 302. Ty Cobb, 295. This guy, 232. Tris Speaker, again, at 222. Paul Wainer at 191. Now, I mean, this is an era where triples were, very common because of the ballparks.
Yep. That's the guy from Angels in the outfield.
Yes, Michael Simpson got it. It is Honus Wagner for sure. Yep. Arguably the best shortstop of all time, from what they say. Now, I don't know. It's, for me, we can get into that debate, but it's so hard being back in the 1900s. But
Yeah,
against his peers, he was no doubtably the best, and by a lot.
Well, it's one of those, I think you almost have to take the approach of like who's on the Mount Rushmore of shortstops and just kind of let it be, because it's really hard to pick one when you're comparing very different games.
Yeah. As we just talked
Yeah.
about with Michael. For sure.
Yeah, and Tris Speaker's all over this leaderboard, huh? Holy cow.
Yeah, extra base hits was kind of his thing back in the day.
Yeah, he was pretty good, huh?
Yeah, he was all right.
John, I wish we had one of those. I would love to be able to go back and see some of these guys play, or bring them back and see what it would be like, because there's so much baseball that I would love to have been able to see.
That was the thing in high school and college. Like, my professors would ask, like, if you had a time machine, what part of history would you go back and revisit? And I'm like, oh, 1900s baseball, and it's not even close. Like, and they're like, you wouldn't change anything in history? And I go, no, because then there might not be baseball.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I'm like, I would love to just sit in the stands. It'd be incredible. But
and maybe, or if you do change something, maybe we'd be playing cats and not baseball. I mean, who knows?
Oh, facts. And then we'd have pet baseballs in our house.
Okay,
anyways, all right. Who is missing from this top 5 list of most career caught stealings? Ricky Henderson, 335. Lou Brock, 307. This guy, 257. Ty Cobb, 215. Maury Wills, 208.
Yeah, so whoever it is had to have attempted a lot of stolen bases.
or at least 257 of them. Maybe his stolen base percentage is 0.
Cecil Fielder.
Good guess. Not him. Yeah.
Did you just good guess not him, me?
Yes, I did. For
Yikes.
sure. Yeah, Tris is what they called a power hitter then. Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Ozzy is a good guess. Not him.
Yeah,
Not
Vince Coleman's a good guess too.
Yeah, not Vince Coleman. Not Sid Bream. Not Bartolo Colon. Great one. This guy, left-handed hitter, more modern. I would say 90s, early 2000s. Played for a few teams. Outfielder. It is indeed Brett Butler, Curtis. Nice job.
Are you related, Curtis?
Yeah. It is Brett Butler. Nice work. Nice job. All right. Who has the most career hits as a pitcher post 2000? And no, John Carter, pinch hitting appearances don't count.
So it's not Max Fried?
No, it's not Max Fried.
We're not going to get into this debate again. It's got to be Bartolo, right?
No.
The clips of him getting hits are absolutely hilarious. Like the way he'd celebrate a cheesy base hit like he was like the king.
He's my white cousin. Okay, fair enough, Curtis. Love it. All right. So most career hits as a pitcher post 2000. Pinch hitting appearances don't count. Wainwright, good guess.
Oh, yeah.
Not Wainwright. It's not Hampton. It is not
another good
Greinke.
Guess. All guys that can hit.
Jacob deGrom's another great guess. Not him. Oh, I don't think Brett Butler got drafted in our mock draft.
Don't think he did. I looked at him, but there's people I took ahead of him.
Yeah, and not Mike Hampton. This one might shock you a little bit. No, not Rockies. You're in the NL West with purple and green. And it would be a really big pull. Like probably the biggest pull. As in like big.
Oh, it's the guy was big, huh?
Yes, he was. It'd be a tall task. Not Syndergaard. That's not a bad guess either.
Yeah, that's not a bad guess either. So a tall guy that played on a team that was purple and green.
Gee, who could it be? Not Brandon Webb. It's a good guess. It is Randy Johnson. Yes. Randy Johnson. 61 hits.
He was always so awkward to watch hit.
Yeah.
Because he's so tall and lanky and awkward.
Yeah. So I did it since 2000. So there are some other guys that were like late 90s, early 2000s that hits, and then pitcher stopped hitting.
Yep.
So yeah, but 61 hits, Randy Johnson since 2000.
Jose Altuve, not a big guy.
Yeah, not him. This next one, this one might be the hardest one I've got tonight. Who has the most career starts, 256, without pitching a single shutout?
Blake Snell.
Now he's got a no-hitter.
He's got one now.
Yeah.
Oof. I wonder how close Blake Snell was to getting there.
He had to have been close. I know. Weston, I was with you on this too. I didn't know that Randy Johnson compiled 61 hits as a pitcher either. I was kind of shocked by that.
Yeah, I mean he also played for a long time, which helps, but he would make a decent amount of contact. He just didn't have a lot behind it.
Yeah.
He was just really awkward to watch hit. And right-handed too. You're thinking a big lefty's going to bat left-handed. Oh no.
No. Yep. So who has the most career starts, 256, without pitching a single shutout? This would be quite the pull. But you've definitely heard the name, but it's a pull.
Yeah, so Blake Snell has one career shutout, and it was
His
the no-no in 222 career starts.
Oh, so just
so he wasn't that far off from matching this guy.
No. Well, we've got no guesses in the chat on this one. I mean,
It's
like I
stumper.
said, yeah, this one's easily the hardest one I got tonight. And this is a name that you'll be like, oh yeah, because he did pitch for a little bit. This is Mike Pelfrey.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So bounced around there. What was it? Mets, Twins, Tigers, White Sox. But yeah, Mike Pelfrey, 236 career starts, not a single shutout. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, one of those guys that was kind of like just good enough to always pick up a job as somebody's number 5 starter.
Yep. But all right. Which pitcher has the lowest career ERA, 2.06, while throwing at least 3,000 innings in his career?
Ooh, that's a super low ERA.
Well, it happens to be the lowest for anyone throwing over 3,000 because that's sort of the question.
That's a crazy low. Although Paul Skeens is going to beat it the way he's going, so no big deal.
And what's crazy is like 2.06 is not that much higher than Paul Skeens.
No, it's 197 in his career now, right? Like it's holy cow.
It is Mordecai Three Finger Brown. Oh. Nice job, Forrest. Jeez. It is. And if you look on Google, they actually have pictures of Mordecai's fingers. And it's pretty cool. But yeah. So I didn't realize, like, I had known, again, from our history guys about this dude, but didn't realize how good this guy actually was. I mean, unreal. So,
and with only 3 fingers, like Well, it wasn't like he could throw probably a nasty curveball like most guys. Like he was having to work with less to try to make it work.
So I think he had like a little bit of a stub as an index finger on his right hand. So when
Yes.
he's gripping one of the balls, it almost looks to me like a knuckle curve. So I
Oh,
wonder if that
yeah.
actually helped him get a little movement on his pitches, but
It might have, yeah. Interesting.
yeah, pretty cool. Yes, he was definitely in the draft. Somebody got him
Yeah.
for sure.
Somebody got him.
Yeah.
His career stats are gross.
Yeah. They're not right. All right. Here's a little picture puzzle in with the question. Who holds the record for most pitching appearances in a single season with 106?
Ooh, that's a lot. Actually, I think you're right, Forrest. I think you might have been the one that drafted him because we were all like, "Oh, that's such a Forrest pick."
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. I know what this is.
Mhm.
I was like, "What is with the pictures?"
Yeah.
There's two guys that came to mind. He was one of them.
Swamp Shaw. You're actually not far off, Michael. You got the shawl part right.
But is that a swamp, or does it maybe lead out to an ocean?
I think it might lead out to an ocean, which wouldn't make it a swamp at all.
I know. There it is.
Yeah, there it is, Curtis. It is indeed Mike Marshall. And I have to thank Ken Sawyer for when we first started this podcast 4 years ago. Ken put us onto this guy, and we were like, who? Because again, he was that 1970s era baseball for us. And I had never really heard of the guy. And his Cy Young seasons and the seasons that kind of go on either side of that Cy Young season, he was in every single baseball game, it seemed like.
He made 106 appearances in 1974 and won 15 games out of the bullpen.
Yeah, how many innings in that year too? Like high 200s, right?
208.
No, okay,
The
low
dude
200s.
he was
still.
basically a starter out of the bullpen.
Yeah. It's like, Harrison, go get me the leadoff batter out and I'll get the other 26.
Yeah.
I mean, crazy.
It's like how does a reliever even get into that many games and pitch that many innings? Like I don't even understand.
Yeah.
And
Wild.
he made 106 appearances, 0 starts. It wasn't like he started occasionally and he had 21 saves.
Yeah.
You know, because he pitches the last 5 innings of the game. Like it was insanity.
Right. And those 21 saves, those are 5-inning saves. They're not
Probably.
ninth inning saves. Because if you come in the fifth, winning by 3 runs or less, you get and you pitch the rest of the game, you get a save. So pretty crazy.
I mean, this guy had seasons of 14, 14, 10, 10 wins as a reliever.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, Forrest, I probably, right? I mean, yeah, exactly. Nick, go give up a leadoff homer and he'll get the other 27. Yeah, 1,000%. That's more like it for sure. Man.
Yeah.
Oh, this may be hardly possible with today's rules. And I just don't think. I mean, I think it's possible with today's rules, but no team is ever going to subject their players to that amount of a workload.
Well, and no pitcher would ever sign up for that. There's no way they would want to go out that often. I mean, 106 appearances, 162 games. You're in almost 2 out of every 3 games. I mean, in a 3-game series, you're throwing 6 innings out of the bullpen. I mean, there's just none of these guys would last.
Yeah. Every day is a bullpen game. You're not wrong. Yeah, long-term relief. That's what it is. It's long-term. It's not even long relief. It's long-term relief for sure. I'm with you, Curtis. I mean, insane amount of innings right there. But.
And ERAs that were just obscene.
Yeah.
178, 242, like just obscene.
Yeah. All right. I got 2 more for you here. Who was the last rookie of the year to win the award on a team other than the one he debuted with?
I know this one. This one, we used to laugh at the rookie of the year that he won because he'd been in the league like 5 years when he won it.
Yeah.
It was like, wait, he's still considered a rookie?
But it's funny because like this has happened quite a bit in Major League history. But I was like, wow, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is Randy Arozarena for sure. Yeah, came up with the Cardinals. He looks so weird in red right here.
He
But
really does. Like, I don't remember him with the Cardinals at all. I mean, granted, he only played 19 games with them, but I don't remember him at all.
yep, Randy Arozarena is absolutely correct.
Yeah, so he debuted in 2019 with the Cardinals. Then he ended up in Tampa. He played 23 games in 2020 with Tampa.
Had that
And then-
postseason run that was ridiculous.
Right. And then didn't win the rookie of the year until 2021 when he played 141 games.
Yeah, he never qualified the first 2 years in the league.
No, but he had that like epic. He's in the record books for the postseason run that he had, and he wasn't even considered a rookie yet.
Yeah, 10
Weird, so
postseason
weird.
home runs. Crazy. Absolutely
so weird.
nuts. All right, the last one I got. Which player doesn't fit? So, which player out of these 5 never achieved a 40 home run / 200 hit season? Ronald Acuna, Miguel Cabrera, Mo Vaughn, Vladimir Guerrero, or Mike Piazza?
Those guys could all hit pretty much. This is a tough one because these guys all qualify with 40 home runs and 200 hit seasons. The question is, who did them at the same time?
Right.
That's a hell of a season to hit 40 and 200.
Yeah, it's quite all right. I'd take it.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
So we got mixed here. We got Vladdy, we got Mike Piazza, we got Vlad Senior, pure guess. Don't even look like Miggy. It's like skinny Miggy, like when he first got to the Tigers. But we got Mo Vaughn, so we got guesses all over the place. So Richard's guessing Mo, and drum roll, please. The answer is Vlad Guerrero Sr. Crazy. So he does have 40 home run seasons, but he never achieved 200 hits in those seasons. He is the only player to have 200 hit seasons in the NL and the AL. But in his 200 hit seasons, he didn't quite get to 40, like just outside. He was like at 38 and 39. But yeah, Vlad Guerrero doesn't fit.
Crazy.
Yeah. So I might be doing a lot more of those who doesn't fit ones. Those are kind of fun, and because I can go right around, like just above,
Yep.
just below, and make them really tough. So.
Yeah, those are fun because it's like totally different. You have to think about not who is, but who isn't.
Right. So, all right. On to Harrison's missing lineup. What do you got for us tonight?
We got missing lineups out west.
Oh,
and
goodness.
It's a mixture of guys we forgot were there, guys that kind of played interesting roles, maybe for a short period of time. I think we got a fun little balance here. So we're going to run through the West.
Let's do it.
All right. Who's missing from the 2008 Seattle Mariners opening day lineup? Around the outfield, you had Raul Ibanez, Ichiro Suzuki, and Brad Wilkerson. Around the infield, you had Adrian Beltre at third, Yuniesky Betancourt at short, Jose Lopez at second, Richie Sexton at first, this guy behind the plate, and Eric Bedard on the mound. Who was the catcher? And this is a guy we're all going to remember, but may not think of.
I have his face. I can't put a name. That's it. That's it right there. That I had that face. Kenji Jojima.
That is it. It is Kenji Jojima.
I couldn't. I had hit that. I almost this exact picture in my head, and I couldn't come up with a name. Kenji Jojima. Yeah. Great pull.
Kind of a colorful guy that came on the scene in 2006 and kind of, I think, caught everybody by surprise. Almost won the Rookie of the Year. and then just kind of slowly faded away and was out of baseball in 4 years.
Yeah.
But interesting character.
Our token Seattle Mariners fan got that, of course.
Of course,
So,
I'd expect
good
nothing
one.
less.
Right. Nice, John. Nice work.
All right. Who's missing from the 2021 Houston Astros opening day lineup? Around the infield, we had Martin Maldonado behind the plate, Alex Bregman at third, Carlos Correa at short, Jose Altuve at second, Yuli Gurriel at first, and Zach Greinke on the mound. In the outfield, you had Michael Brantley in left, this guy in center, and Kyle Tucker in right. Who was the center fielder?
This is killer because it's not that long ago.
I know. I mixed in a couple of current ones because sometimes they're harder.
World Series run. That was the year that Soler hit the ball to the moon.
Yes, it was.
Oh God, who is their center fielder?
Not McCormick. This guy is still playing.
Yeah, Chaz McCormick. He's still playing.
Not with the Astros, but he's still playing.
Oh my God, this one's gonna kill me.
Oh, Curtis has got it.
Oh, there it is. Yes,
there it is.
Curtis, nice
done.
job. Yep, Miles Straw for sure.
Yeah, so
yep. Nice.
Miles spent the first 3.5 seasons of his career in Houston. Most of us remember him with Cleveland, and this year, obviously, in Toronto.
Yeah.
But yeah, Miles Straw.
Yep, good one. We got, Michael got it too. Nice. Yep. Dang, should have gotten that one.
Tough one. All right. Who's missing from the 1991 Texas Rangers opening day lineup? Around the outfield, you had Jack Doherty in left, Gary Pettis in center, Ruben Sierra in right. Around the infield, you had Gino Petralli behind the plate, Steve Bichelle at third, Jeff Houston at short, this guy at second base, Rafael Palmeiro at first, and Nolan Ryan on the mound. Who was the second baseman?
I don't know.
No.
Yeah, because I think his first name's only 4. I guess Toby Hurrah, and it's not him. He was mostly a shortstop, and I think earlier.
Yep.
91.
This is a very well-known player that I think people forget played the field for quite a while. Curtis.
Oh, no way. I did just clicked. He got it before I did. Julio Franco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Julio Franco, who actually was a decent fielding infielder for a while.
Yeah.
And spent a lot of years, kind of bouncing around the field and DHing, but
yep.
Yep. That would be Julio.
Yeah, it just clicked before you said Curtis has got it. I was like, oh yeah, it's Franco for sure. Yeah.
Nice. Talk about that bat rap for a minute. Holy cow. Coaches everywhere are like, cringing.
Oh man, loved it. I mean, that was one of the iconic batting stances you did in the backyard. It was just completely over.
Oh,
loved it.
No idea how he hit like that, but he did.
Yep.
All right. Who's missing from the 2013 Anaheim Angels opening day lineup? Around the infield, you had Chris Iannetta behind the plate, Alberto Callaspo at third, Eric Ibar at short, Howie Kendrick at second, Albert Pujols at first. This guy on the mound. And around the outfield, you had Mark Trumbo in left, Mike Trout in center, and Josh Hamilton in right. Who was the pitcher?
Well, I think I have.
Yes, sir.
Okay. First one I got there for a while.
And can we talk about, you had an outfield of Trumbo, Trout, and Hamilton?
Yeah.
I'm going to guess you lost a few baseballs that year.
Just a few. Although I think Hamilton didn't have a great career with the Angels, I don't think.
No,
I think he started to tail off.
It was not super, but
yeah.
That damn baseball stance irritated me. I'm with you, Curtis. It drove me crazy.
Yeah, y'all got it. Yep.
Jared Weaver. One of the Weaver brothers.
Yeah. That's why I had the best chance of just putting Weaver in the chat.
Yeah, you got 2 guesses in one. But look at the wingspan on this dude. Like he was reaching so far back.
Yeah.
And a guy that would be like had like no hit stuff one night and he'd get shellacked the next start. It was just so weird.
Clay Buchholz, anybody?
Yeah, right. There were a
Yeah.
lot of guys in that time frame that had like
Oh,
unbelievable stuff, and just they were good every other.
it was great. It was must-watch TV, and some nights you didn't have to stay up late because you saw what they had in the first inning, and then there was other times you're like, "All right, I'm about to watch a no-hitter."
Yep.
But yeah,
But I
great
mean, Jared Weaver, career record of 150 and 98 with a 3.63 ERA. Like overall, a good pitcher.
game. Yeah, absolutely.
But
Yeah,
anyways,
nice.
all right. Who is missing from the 2018 Oakland Athletics opening day lineup? Around the outfield, you had Matt Joyce in left, Boog Powell in center, and Stephen Piscotty in right. Around the infield, you had Jonathan Lucroy behind the mound, Matt Chapman at third, this guy at shortstop, Jed Lowry at second, Matt Olson at first, and Kendall Graveman on the mound. Who was the shortstop? Yes.
Yeah. The NNYM for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, because there was talks of him moving off shortstop real quick because when he first came up, his defense was not good, if I remember
Not,
right.
it was not great. And thankfully, having Matt Chapman over there helped bail him out because he was not good getting into the hole. And Chapman could cover some of that space. But it was rough.
There was talks of just having Chapman stand on that side of the infield by himself.
It would have been the same result.
Yeah, Marcus Semien is absolutely correct. Nice job, guys. You all got it. Yep.
Yeah, Semien is a much better second baseman than he ever was a shortstop.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
But
it was Semien. Nice job, Wes.
And I think I know that like I don't really ever think of Semien as an A, and he was there for a while. I just I kind of think of him. He moved on to Toronto and then to Texas, and that was where he kind of became well known. But he was really good in Oakland.
Yeah, your new New York Met, Marcus Semien.
And NYM.
Yeah, nice one.
All right. Who's missing from the 1995 Los Angeles Dodgers opening day lineup? Around the infield, you have Mike Piazza behind the plate, Dave Hansen at third, Jose Offerman at short, Delano Shields at second, Eric Karros at first, and Ramon Martinez on the mound. Around the outfield, you had Billy Ashley in left, Raul Mondesi in center, and this guy in right field. Who was the right fielder? He actually came up a few shows ago, which is why I saw the name like, okay, we're going to go with this one.
Sean Green doesn't fit. It was too early for him anyways. I don't think I got this one.
You most likely remember him probably more as an Expo or a Cub and less as a Dodger. He had a sweet career.
Oh, is it Darryl Strawberry? It's not Darryl Strawberry.
Not Darryl Strawberry, nope.
Expo and Cub. You got Andre Dawson. You got.
He started with the Dodgers, then ended up in Montreal, and then Chicago. Very famous picture of him holding something.
Henry Rodriguez.
It is Henry Rodriguez.
It is Henry Rodriguez.
Yeah, started his career in LA.
Yep.
Yeah, was there for 4 seasons, 3.5 seasons. He got dealt.
Yep. Oh, Henry.
Oh, Henry. That's I was going to put that picture up here of the O. Henry bar, but it was when he was at the Expos. So I'm like, well, I should at least put him in the team uniform that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, Henry Rodriguez.
No, not R. Kelly, aka Roberto Kelly. It's not Roberto Kelly, but I think that's who you're going for. But I'm just
Yeah,
Henry Rodriguez for sure. Good one. Good pull.
All right. Who's missing from the 1993 San Francisco Giants opening day lineup? Around the infield, you had Kurt Manwaring behind the plate, Matt Williams at third, Royce Clayton at short, Robbie Thompson at second, Will Clark at first, and John Burkett on the mound. Around the outfield, you had Barry Bonds in left, Dave Martinez in center, and this guy in right field. Who was the right fielder?
It's not him in 93. Hunter Pence fits, but
Yeah, no, it was not Pence back then.
yeah, I was like, it's too early. Davey Martinez in center, though. Pretty
Right?
cool. Man.
This is a relatively well-known St. Louis Cardinals speedster that ended up in San Fran later in his career. Might have won an MVP in St. Louis.
Is it Willie McGee?
It is Willie McGee.
Wow.
Willie
Yep.
McGee spent 4 seasons in San Fran.
I don't picture him as a Giant at all.
Nope.
Not in my head.
Nope. Spent 4 years there. They were good seasons, nothing crazy. But yeah.
Yeah. Michael and Curtis both got it. Nice job. Yeah. Willie McGee, John got it too. Nice job, fellas. Nice. Great one.
All right. Who is missing from the 2005 Arizona Diamondbacks opening day lineup? Around the outfield, you had Luis Gonzalez in left, Jose Cruz in center, and Sean Green in right. Around the infield, you had Coy Hill behind the plate, this guy at third base, Royce Clayton at short, Craig Counsell at second, Chad Tracy at first, and Javier Vasquez on the mound. Who was the third baseman?
– 2005. Yeah, I think you got it. Is it Troy Gloss?
It is.
Forgot he went there. Nice job, Michael. Completely
Yeah,
spaced him off going there.
Yeah, he's in Anaheim the first 7 years of his career. Then he went to Arizona for 1, Toronto for 2, St. Louis for a couple, and then finished up in Atlanta.
Forgot he went to Toronto too.
Yeah, he was actually pretty good with the Jays. Had a 38 home run and 104 RBI season with them. He's a monster.
Yeah, if you like that sort of thing.
Yeah, if you're into 35 plus home runs and 100 plus RBIs, yeah, why not? And you only hit 252, but it doesn't matter when you hit that many bombs.
Yeah, right. Yeah, completely forgot he went to Arizona.
Glass is a monster.
Yeah.
All right. Who's missing from the 1981 San Diego Padres opening day lineup? Around the outfield, you had Gene Richards in left, Rupert Jones in center, and Dave Edwards in right. Around the infield, you had Terry Kennedy behind the plate, Luis Salazar at third, this guy at short, Juan Bonilla at second, Randy Bass at first, and John Curtis on the mound. Who was the shortstop?
It's Tony Gwynn. And if it's not Tony Gwynn, I mean, it has to be because it's a Padres question.
Yeah, isn't he the answer to like every Padres trivia question ever?
Yeah. This isn't it either, but Chris Gomez fits, but he's later on.
So this is actually a player who started his career in San Diego.
Yeah, that's exactly who it is.
Nobody ever remembers. It is absolutely Ozzie
Smith for sure.
Ozzie won his first 2 Gold Gloves in San Diego before going to St. Louis.
Look, even in 81 or 82, whenever this picture was taken, look at how chewed up that field is compared to what they play on now.
Look at like the left field walls, like the pads aren't even like fully attached.
No.
I mean, nothing is like it is today.
The ballparks are immaculate compared to what these guys played in. It's crazy. So if they were this bad / good in the 80s, imagine what they were in the 1900s, 1910s, 1920s.
Well, and imagine how good Ozzie would have been on manicured fields like today.
Well,
a ball would never have made it to left field.
He played a decent amount of his games on AstroTurf too.
Oh, that is true.
In the Central.
That
so he got true hops there, but still. Yeah, the dual purpose stadium is absolutely also part of that.
Yeah, those were terrible. Sure. I mean, I remember all the games in Oakland when the Raiders were chewing that field up. Like, dual purpose stadiums are tough.
Yeah. I always hated watching football games and the diamond sitting at the 40-yard line is just like, oh, okay. Like,
well, that was like the Vikings and the Twins showing the Metrodome. Like that, it was basically built for football and they kind of like made baseball work.
Yeah. But like, just don't tackle me on the dirt, please. Please, just don't tackle me on the dirt.
That would not feel good.
Yeah. Crazy.
But yeah, like I always forget Ozzie started his career in San Diego. Yep. I just don't think about it.
Right.
All right. Who's missing from the 2011 Colorado Rockies opening day lineup? Around the infield, you had Chris Iannetta behind the plate, Ty Wigginton at third, Troy Tulowitzki at shortstop, Jose Lopez at second, Todd Helton at first, and Ubaldo Jimenez on the mound. Around the outfield, you had Carlos Gonzalez in left, this guy in center, and Seth Smith in right. Who was the center fielder?
I think I got this one.
I think that's the second time we've had Chris Iannetta tonight.
Yep. This guy is like top 3 out of 4 in most triples in a season.
He was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, he wore out Coors Field, and then as soon as he left, he did not really pan out. But you can still see this dude every day if you turn on a certain channel. I'm pretty sure. I think so. Or he used to be on it. I think he used to be. It was either MLB Central or MLB Network or whatever.
Oh. Yeah, I don't watch either of those. Haven't in a long, long time, so I couldn't tell you who's on them.
Yep, it is indeed Dexter Fowler for sure.
Curtis has it.
Yeah, nice.
Dexter Fowler, who was, like you said, he went from so good to like kind of meh pretty quickly.
And that's what Coors Field does to you, right? I mean, we've said it. It kind of bolsters your offense, and you see guys go somewhere else and kind of struggle. You know, it's crazy. There's a lot of green to be had at Coors Field, and you go somewhere where there's not a lot of green, and you're going to see your numbers diminish for sure.
Yeah, a guy could always play the field, but couldn't always hit.
Yep. So just again, before we wrap it up or hand it over to you guys, Steve Traxel on Thursday. Pump for it. Can't wait. So 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He will be joining us from California, so it'll be 6 o'clock his time. But pretty excited for that. So cannot wait to talk to him. So if you couldn't tell, I put him in the show twice. So excited to talk some baseball with Steve Traxel on Thursday. So, all right, Harrison, do you have anything else for this evening?
A couple of really minor items, because there's really news-wise not much. So one, the Milwaukee Brewers, who had basically kind of made Peralta available via trade, then came back and said, nah, we're probably not going to do anything. Came back and said, well, our payroll might actually be tighter than we thought, so we are willing to explore a trade for Peralta. So Peralta is kind of sort of back on the market. The Brewers don't have to trade him, but would be willing to move him to free up a little bit of money. I'm not sure where the money's being spent, for the record, because that's a really inexpensive ball club. It is the Brewers, though. I know that Yelich chews up a big chunk of payroll, so that probably doesn't help. But Peralta is apparently back on the market, at least sort of. I think a lot of teams will call.
They sort of kind of dangled out there. Maybe not. Yes, he is. No, we're gonna pull him back, but you can have him. But no, sorry.
I kind of don't get the about face because Arnold, their GM or president of baseball, whatever they call these guys anymore, is usually pretty well scripted in what he puts out there, because this is a team that's usually not playing from a position of leverage, and for them to put him out there, then take him back, then kind of put him back out there again and say, hey, it's not totally off limits, is head scratching. I don't understand.
Yeah,
but
Brave should inquire. Yeah, I definitely.
Everybody should inquire. I mean, this dude's he's gonna make $8 million next year, and he's an ace. If I'm the Baltimore Orioles, I'm inquiring because I could solve my ace via trade
and give the Brewers more young guys, which they want. Exactly. They want to build a big young core.
That's what the Brewers want. They just want younger, cheaper players that are good.
Man, do you put Peralta in this Red Sox rotation?
Ooh.
You put him in that Yankees rotation that when those guys do come back, that rotation could be ridiculous. The Blue Jays, for crying out loud, put him in that rotation. There's some teams that he could put over the top if he goes to the right one.
Yep. He absolutely changes a team.
Well, given the right team. I think the
Fair.
rotation has to be fairly built, and he's the last piece of the jigsaw puzzle, and then you're rolling or cooking with gas, is what they say.
Exactly.
Mariners trade Castillo straight across. Maybe.
Yeah.
I
Money
don't
won't work,
guess.
though.
I was just gonna say Castillo comes with a lot more money.
Yeah, money doesn't work. They need younger, cheaper guys. But yeah, so I mean, Peralta, that certainly could make the free agency period a little interesting if a guy like that's available via trade, who's at a much lower payroll number. Although it's only for 1 year, so you've got to. After that, he's gone, unless you want to pay the man.
Well, I mean, I say a team like the Red Sox that look like they want to bolster that starting rotation. Don't bring back Giolito at this point. I mean,
Nah.
I think there's better options out there. I think that's what they went and got Sonny Gray. I think he's kind of Giolito's replacement. I think Peralta, you add Peralta in there, that's your number 2 you're looking for.
Yep. Yeah, it's a nasty 1-2.
Yeah.
Nasty.
I would even say it's a nasty 1-2-3. I would take Sonny Gray in that 3 hole.
Oh, sure.
Behind
Absolutely.
those 2 any day of the week.
Yep. You could do a lot of things with that rotation.
Yeah. You're not going to go on many 3-game losing streaks with those 3.
Yeah, you're not.
Yeah,
You're not at all.
My heart jumped hearing that. Yeah, I mean, I think the Yankees could be a good fit. Now, do they have a piece that they're willing to part with for him? Maybe. I'm not really well versed on the Yankees farm system to know who they would be willing to give up. I know we were kind of shocked with the Caleb Durbin one last year, but maybe there's another one down there that the Yankees are willing to part with to help that rotation.
The Yankees, either yesterday or today, there were reports coming out of New York that they're making Spencer Jones available via trade. I think he could be an attractive outfield bat for the right team. I don't think they want to make anybody like Lombard available, but it sounds like Spencer Jones could be had in a trade, and that might be a good fit for the Brewers, depending on what the future of Yelich is. And
yeah,
who knows? But
yeah, I know the Yanks are stacked on pitching and starters already, but they're all hurt. That's the thing. Like, what are you going to get out of Cole when he comes back? What? Rendon went out, right? Too?
Yeah, Rendon's not back until May or June.
Clark Schmidt is out until.
Sounds like he's not back till June, July. So it's like you're going to get Cole back in Mayish. You're going to get Rendon back sometime after Cole. You get Schmidt back sometime after Rendon. So by the All-Star break, you're back to 100%, but you got to get there.
And I mean, Freddie Peralta is a 1-year rental. Like, why the hell not?
He's an $8 million rental. You could spend $8 million on a lot of things that are worse than that, like paying $22 million to Trent Grisham.
Yeah.
So the belief is to defend Arnold a little bit. The belief is they are working to get Mizorowski extended, kind of like the Alex Anthopoulos school of thought is. You're not a free agent for 5 years, but let's just lock you up now on like an 8 or 9 year deal. Let's get you some money now. Let's keep our costs lower in the long term. So the belief is that they're going to move Peralta out to try to get Mizorowski locked up, and that's the money problem that they think they're having that they don't actually have yet.
Yeah, Mike, this is a fair point. I don't think the Brewers actually move him. I think we heard all the hype for pitchers, Skubal, Brian, Freddie, etc., and none get moved. And honestly, that's usually what happens, right? I mean, there's a lot of hype. There's a lot of teams. Red Sox are like, oh, Crochet's available. Tigers are like, Skubal's available. Pirates are like, oh, Skeens is available. But I'm going to ask for your entire franchise in return, and then nothing happens. So, like, yeah, it's just a lot of talk. And it's more shocking when the trade actually happens than talking about it. But, hey, still fun to talk about it, but
yep, exactly. And then one last item.
Ooh, maybe the Martian. They move on Jason Dominguez.
Yeah, they seem to be giving up on him. Although if you're making
for a piece of cheese and a brat,
that's actually kind of a high asking price for the Yankees to expect that much for Volpe. But there's a lot. I thought Dominguez would be the guy they'd look to move and to make room for Spencer Jones. The fact that they're making Spencer Jones available makes me wonder if they're actually thinking they're going to give Dominguez a shot here. I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah. The impending strike, John. It's so hard to guess what players are thinking, what agents are thinking, what organizations are thinking. Like, do players want stability now with the lockout coming, or do they want to risk it and see what the market looks like after the lockout? Like, I don't know. It's an interesting one to me. I don't know which way I would go. Which way would you go, Harrison? Would you try to sign something big now, or would you wait until after the lockout?
I would probably try to sign something big now because I don't know what the rules are going to be when we come out of the lockout. And anything they do, I'm going to be grandfathered in and given time to fix. So I think I'd rather lock in now and know that I've got the pieces I want rather than wait to see what we might be dealing with.
Yeah.
I mean, there's pros and cons to either approach. If you lock in now and then you come to find out we're going to have some kind of a harder, luxury tax or some sort of more of like a cap environment. Well, crap, now you might have just spent more than you had to. But at the same time, that also changes your roster construction completely. So I think either way, you're going to win some and lose some depending on what you do.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll see. And the last item, so I think we've been talking about, the Mets are trying to revamp their pitching, and Kodai Senga is available via trade. Senga came out today and basically said, I really don't want to leave New York. I really want to stay here. I have no interest in being traded. I understand that I could be, but I really don't want to leave. Kind of a poison pill of an approach to say, hey, look, you can trade for me, but I really don't want to be there. I really want to stay where I am. Don't know if that affects his trade market. Don't know what the Mets have in response to that, but not a surprise he doesn't want to move. At the same time, I don't know that. I mean, he can block 10 teams in his modified no trade clause, but he can't stop it from happening.
I mean, I get it, but it's a business.
It is. And we heard Suarez say the same thing last year, and the D-backs were like, well, sorry, dude. See ya. Yeah,
that's why I think the D-backs had that wink, nudge deal. Now, I don't know if Suarez goes back there because a lot of things happened to the D-backs after the trade, injury-wise. So I don't know if he's a candidate to go there anymore, but I mean, Wilmer Flores didn't want to leave New York either. He started crying when they took him off the field because he thought he was getting dealt, and then actually didn't end up getting dealt, but then moved over to San Francisco in the offseason. So, I mean, I don't know the point of what I was trying to make, but it's a business. If you get traded, you get traded, dude. There's 10 teams you can't get traded to. It's in your contract, but there's 20 or 19 others we can send you to. So,
yep.
Pack your bags and get ready.
Yeah, it's not like he's saying he won't play if he gets traded. I mean, I think he's just trying to be like, I really don't want to go anywhere, but okay, here we go.
Yep. He doesn't want to go to LA. I mean,
well, along those same lines, did you see I'm not sure if this is confirmed yet, but earlier today they were talking about the fact that Glasnow is being made available by the Dodgers in a trade. He's got 3 years left on his deal, I think, and they kind of don't have a place for him in that rotation, given the arms that they have and the guys that are going to be back. So they're dangling him out there as a guy that could be available. I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but
even if it is, who wants that?
I don't know.
When Glasnow is on the field, he can be an absolute beast. He really can. His durability is a massive issue. Why would you want to pay that type of money to have him go out and maybe make 15 starts for you in a season? That's on the high end.
I don't know. And that's the reaction for most people around baseball is, who on earth is going to take that contract off your hands for a guy who's a part-time player? That's great that you're going to make him available, but don't expect to get much. And I honestly think for the Dodgers, they don't want much. They just want him to go.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of like, look, we're good. Like, he can go. he made 22 starts in 24. He made 18 starts last year. 40 starts out of potential 66. So he's played 2/3 of the games that he could have. I mean, there's no arguing the stuff. The stuff is disgusting.
Yeah.
But he just can't be on the field.
No. And again, I've said this before in a past show, like his mindset about it isn't what I would want my pitcher to think about either.
No.
Like when he was on talking with John Boy about it, you know, he's like, I pitch max velocity. If I get hurt, I get hurt. I go get surgery, I get fixed, I come back and do it again. Like it is what it is. It's part of the game. Like for me, like that's not necessarily like I understand what he's saying.
Yep.
But it's not the message I want my guys to portray to the media, to anybody. Like it left a weird taste in my mouth. I don't know if I really cared for those comments.
No, and I agree. I think he kind of showed who he was. It's basically like, I'm going to do what I need to do to get paid, and it's fine. But in 2024, he made 22 starts. That was a career high for him. He'd never made more than 22 starts in a season. And he turns 33 during the next season. So he's one of those guys he's coming out of his prime. And if that was his prime, what is actually left? I don't see anybody jumping at the chance to take that contract off their hands.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah, Curtis, we're with you. Glass now. No, injury prone for sure. No, thanks.
I think you're stuck with him, and you paid too much for him, and that stinks for you. But
the only way I would think about it, and I mean even remotely think about it, is if the Dodgers eat the entire contract, I pay league minimum, and he's my closer. That is the only way I would even think about it. 15 pitches every other night for league minimum. Dodgers are paying your salary because they're eating the money because we know they can.
Yep.
And you're our closer. We don't have one. You're in the bullpen. We'll use you every other day. That's that. Sorry, your starting days are over. That's how I would use Tyler Glass now. You want to throw max velocity? Why am I going to have you go out and start, take up a spot in the starting rotation, and be hurt after 2 starts? No thanks. If you want to throw max effort, you can sit in my bullpen.
Yep.
That's how I view it.
And that may be the road they have to go. So he signed a 4-year, $115 million deal that takes him through 2027, but there is a 2028 team option. So a team could keep him for 3 years under control. Worst case, it's 2. And he's at 28-ish million a year, which is not egregious for a starting pitcher, but it is when he only plays 2/3 of the games. That when you prorate that, it's a $40 million a year contract.
Yeah. No.
It doesn't make any sense. The Dodgers are probably going to have to just put him in the bullpen.
Yeah.
And that might be the best thing for him. I don't know.
Because I don't know who takes on that contract unless the Dodgers, like I said, eat it.
Yeah, or take nothing in return. We'll give you a bag of balls for Tyler Glass now.
Right.
Because there's only 2 ways to level that out. Either the Dodgers kick in a bunch of cash, which they probably could and will, or they just get very little in return and just dump the contract.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but who wants to pay this guy $28 million? I mean, you probably have to do both. You're probably going to take less and throw money at them because he ain't worth it.
No, a lot of risk there. High risk, low reward.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, crazy.
So we'll see if that actually plays out. But kind of the whole baseball world went, really? Like that's the guy you're going to try to trade? The least tradable of the bunch?
I mean, yeah. If you're the Dodgers, why wouldn't you want to?
He's the guy you don't want.
Exactly. Right. Hey, before we throw this on the trash heap, do you want it? We'll recycle it. Like, do you want it?
They did that with Dustin May in the Red Sox bit. How'd that work out?
Yeah, God. Anyways,
I
was in a good mood until then, Harrison.
And we called it when the trade went down. It was dumb to give away. Was it? Who went in that trade? Was it Tibbs? It was one of the prospects.
Yeah, it was the one we got from the Devers trade from
Stanford. I don't want to say Tibbs or whatever, the young outfielder who.
Yeah.
actually had some value, and you got Dustin May, who was a dumpster fire,
Yeah.
as we said he would be.
Yep. Dodgers should dump him to Colorado. Imagine. Man.
Yeah. So Dustin May came to Boston. He went 1-4 with a 5.4 ERA, and then got left off the postseason roster and sent home.
Yep.
This isn't overhauling, boys. It's fair.
Man.
We'll see.
Yep. I don't know. Interesting.
If some of these trades actually happen, it will certainly make the offseason more interesting.
Yeah, and it sounds like the offseason teams are leaning towards the trade more than relying on free agency. That's the rumblings I'm getting, is more teams are focused on making trades than they are signing these big ticket free agents. And I mean, we've already seen a couple trades already this offseason. So, I mean, we've seen the Simeon one, we've seen the Gray one. Maybe teams are leaning towards trades with this lockout coming up. Maybe that's part of it. Not wanting to make huge financial, commitments to these guys, knowing that 2027 changes are coming. If I can get guys in trade, I'm going to be in a lot better shape than signing Kyle Tucker to 10 years, $5 bajillion.
Well, and I think there's some truth to that. I think the trade market's going to be easier to solve your problems versus laying out the crazy money you'll have to. I can go trade for a guy who signed his contract several years ago at a lower rate, or I can pay for these guys at today's rates, and I don't really want to because they don't make any sense because the free agent market's kind of lost its mind the last couple of years.
That's the understatement of the century. Free agent market has been bananas.
Like, love Kyle Tucker, great player, but do you really want to pay him $40 million for a decade? I don't. I don't want to pay anybody $40 million a year for a decade.
Juan Soto, say what you want, generational talent, strike zone knowledge, power, contact, all that stuff. He is not worth $53 million a year. That is insane to me.
No, the market's lost its mind. But so in terms of the MLB offseason, keep in mind the winter meetings kick off on December 7th. And that is when usually a lot of stuff happens. So the winter meetings are December 7th through the 11th down in Orlando. And that is where every year some of the biggest trades and biggest signings happen, because that is everybody getting together in one building.
Yeah.
And it's like speed dating. They're just putting deals together down there. So it may be quiet this week leading up to that, but then that's when a lot of stuff's going to start to happen, I bet.
It'd be so cool if they actually did like speed dating, but MLB trade edition. That'd be so sick.
It seems like it works that way. It's like people all meeting in hallways and hotel rooms and putting deals together.
Technically it's like trading baseball cards with your friends. Let's be honest.
It really is.
It's just the grown-up version of trading baseball cards with your friends.
It literally is. That's what the winter meetings are.
Yeah. So cool. All right. Orlando Dreamers cap.
Yeah.
I got 3 new ones coming, so can't wait for that. But all right. Well, I got nothing else. You got nothing else, Harrison?
All good here.
All right. So again, thanks to Michael Simpson for coming on and giving us that history lesson. We always love the chance to talk to guys that know about history more than we do. Absolutely incredible. So thanks a lot. Thanks to everybody in the chat for your continued support. Coming on and engaging with us. It means so much. And crazy. We're trying to get to 30,000 followers before Christmas on Facebook. We're at 27.6 last time I checked. So we're really trying to push for that 30K mark. Almost there. So make sure you follow. You can share our stuff. Really help us get out there. It'd be greatly appreciated. We will be back on Thursday, 9 p.m. with 16-year veteran Steve Traxel. So excited for that show. Join us then. Until then,